not a company out here trying to do a study on the fall of Target and discounting black women in the process. I don't know if you saw, Sayar Brothers Company is the one that did the study. Basically stated that the backlash was exacerbated by bots and users pretending to be black as to why the backlash was so swift and so harsh. Hmm. Interesting. Now they also, reference the boycott from Pastor Jamal Bryant and, the talk with Reverend Al Sharpton. Okay, let's, break this down a little bit. Black women said in January we was going to stop going to that store, and we have not been in January. Now I can't speak for all black women because some of y'all have gone in there and then you have found yourself on the wrong end of losing phones and everything else, and then you want sympathy, and then that shit does not work out. But again, go in there on your own risk. However, the fact that you are discounting black women's power, strength, and our ability to collaborate with one another and make sure that we are all taken care of is laughable, that you're trying to discount that as a collective power source as to really what has happened here. Because, and we get it, y'all don't understand this because you didn't grow up with a black mama. Because if your mama said that she was gonna whoop you when y'all got home, she absolutely meant that shit. She stood on business. That meant, she was probably either going to do it when she first walked in the door or when she sat down to watch a little TV and had her little glass of water. Whatever the case may be, whatever that black mama said she was going to do, she was going to do it. So when black women said we're going to do something, we absolutely going to do that shit. And when we said we was not taking our asses back in Target, we absolutely meant that shit. And we started that in January. So the fact that this little company just, was just like, oh, it's this, it's that. It's the fact that Target rolled back their initiatives and they stuck black creators with, having to house their products and figuring out how they're going to sell their products. These were real people. This wasn't just, just initiatives and, we got angry. We saw their actions and how they absolutely affected real people that looked like us, that looked like our friends, that looked like our aunts, that looked like our daughters, that looked like, us collectively as a community. So the fact that you're trying to discount the fact that black women collectively did this shit. Now, Target basically had no comment, or they were not available for comment for this. Y'all might want to reach out to them and be like, hey, bro, we do not need, any further help in getting this shit torched to the fucking ground because, they are really trying to be the phoenix rising out of the ashes, and that shit is not working because, again, we standing on business. And, they've also said, well, we weren't the only ones and whatnot. Like, why aren't these other companies? Worry about yourself. Worry about yourself. We boycotting them in other ways. But you have to understand something. You were like the bestie that, we grew up with or whatever, and then you betrayed us. There's no coming back from that.